Game 7, NBA Finals. It does not get better than that. The Indiana Pacers are on the road in Oklahoma City to take on the Thunder. My best bets are on the way. In this video, I have my two favorite player props. I have a parlay, and I'll have who I think wins this game, as well as a play on the side or total. If you are new, my name is Austin. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. It's sad to see the NBA go, but if it's going to go on a Game 7 in the NBA Finals, there's not much we can complain about. We've been dominating the Bucks in the playoffs, especially over the last 2 weeks. We hit a minor speed bump, though, in Game 6. Let's talk about that as we went 0-1. Alex Caruso over 9.5 points. He had as many points as you and I. He did not score a single bucket. He didn't shoot for his first 20 minutes, finally shot, and he got blocked. So a terrible read there. Like I said, though, we've been dominating. 13-2 run. I have two player props in this game to try to go to a 15-2 run to close the NBA season. What's been a very profitable one for us if you've been tailing all season long. Of course, I will miss you guys, and I hope to see you guys back in October for the NBA, and hopefully you still stick around on the channel. Technically, this is my second to last, well, maybe third to last NBA video. I will have a separate one posted on Sunday, including some long shot parlays. It will be live at 10 a.m. Eastern time on Sunday. So it might already be live by the time you're watching this. If it is, I'll link it at the end of this video. Includes a couple long shot parlays, a PrizePicks parlay, Underdog. We'll have a FanDuel or DraftKings one. Encourage you to go check that out. But you guys came in for some winning picks. And if you want me, I'll probably do a recap video on Monday, talk about the season and talking about really what to expect going forward. Either way, next season. Let's talk about one of my favorite player props, and begins with the MVP. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over 32.5 points. You guys know I don't play high lines like this on stars. I just feel like the lines are super sharp. But I love this play for SGA, the MVP, to put a stamp on a great season, a historic season for him. And I love this over at 32.5. I take it at 33.5. Like I said, you know how sharp these can be. But 32.5 minus 122 on FanDuel for a half unit. We know Rick Carlisle and the Pacers, they're always up to something. And if I'm them coming into this game plan, into Game 7, we can't do what we did in Game 6. The Thunder will have an adjustment for them. And I don't feel like Rick Carlisle has emptied out all of his tool bag, emptied all the tricks, his cards up his sleeve. I don't think he's done all that yet. And it is a Game 7, so you've seen a lot. But they need to switch things up, and I think that's where they can catch the Thunder off guard, a very young team. The Pacers have been here before. They've been in a Game 7, and sure, you could say the Thunder have already been in a Game 7 this postseason, but they were in one last year. They've done it before. They've done it again. This is a team that they're knowing they're on the road. They got to switch things up, and I would not, and I'm just kind of spitball on a game plan here. It would not shock me if maybe in this Game 7, we see the Thunder maybe get hit with something they haven't seen before. And that's a lot of Jalen Williams getting trapped and blitzed. That's something he hasn't dealt with at all this season. And in a Game 7, how's he going to adapt to getting blitzed? I think the Pacers are going to find out. And if are the Pacers, you can't let these three-point shooters get going. The three-point shooters suck on the road. We saw that in games, 4 when they made 3 threes. And I don't even know how many they made in Game 6, maybe 2 or 3, not a lot. Those guys shoot a lot better at home. And so I don't think you'd want them to get going. Jalen Williams has been a pest the whole series, and especially games 3, 4, and 5. Did a better job on him in Game 6. In my opinion, if I am the Pacers here, we're going to guard Jalen Williams, blitz him, make his life difficult, and then guard the three-point shooters. And instead, we will live with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander beating us, scoring 35, 40 points. Heck, he already gets those numbers as is. Let's try to really amplify his usage. We've done a really good job defensively on him. I think SGA has a massive game. He's my favorite player prop. He's gone under the last 2 games. He's one of my favorite ones in this game. I just think he gets immense volume, 25 shots, 10 or more free throw attempts. We know he's going to get the minutes. I trust the MVP to go put a final stamp on what has been a great season for him. I love his over. But for my people that are like, Austin, we don't like overs. There's probably not a lot of you out there. We want an under. I'll get into an under in just one moment, but I do have to say, I remind you guys, we will be back on Betr, or we'll have a Betr slip in just one moment. Again, Betr is one of my favorite daily fantasy apps out there right now. If you sign up using my code SHOT, they will match your first deposit dollar for dollar up to $25, which is pretty dang cool. They will also give you a SGA free pick. Again, here are all the states Betr is in. Sign up using that code SHOT or the link down below. I certainly would appreciate it. Before I get into my Betr slip, I'll have my second player prop for this game. It is an under. As you guys should know, we've dominated on unders this season. We'll highlight this in Monday's recap video of the NBA season. 141 and 73, 66%. Let's try to improve that by one more winner. And it's going to be, hate to do this, Tyrese Haliburton under 15.5 points, minus 110 on BetMGM. I hate to fade Hallie. He's been pretty good to us this season. But we know the lingering calf injuries there. And in game 6, he played well. Let's give him credit. Played 23 minutes. I don't want to play a ton because they're winning by 30 after the third quarter, but scored 14 points. Now, they bumped his lineup because 14 and 23 minutes, they know he's probably going to play closer to 30, 36. Who knows? I don't think this is a good spot for him. Now, I hate to, and I'm not hoping we cash this on an injury, but there is injury risk in there. If Tyrese Haliburton went out there in the first quarter, had one wrong step, and he got injured again, would that shock anyone? Not really. I'd hate to see that happen, but it is a possibility. But I actually just think this is a really tough matchup. On the road, we've talked about Haliburton all season long. Home road splits. At home, he shoots great. On the road, really struggles, and that's kind of been the case this series. But additionally, you just looked at him and watched him play in game 6. He played great, but the explosiveness wasn't there. He wasn't like attacking the hoop a ton, and that's not really his game. He doesn't attack the hoop a ton, but he really counted on was knocking down the threes. And he knocked down 3 of his 7 threes, I believe. He shot the ball well, which is going to be what it takes to go over this line, because he's not really going to get to the rim, get to the free throw line. It's going to be a lot of floaters and 3-pointers. And if I'm the Thunder, we're coming up on all those screens. We're going to force Tyrese Haliburton to drive the basketball because he's uncomfortable doing that. He doesn't have the same explosiveness off his calf, and he's not going to be able to do it at a high clip, and that might lead to him deferring, making someone else beat him. And I think that's kind of what they're going to live with. We've seen so far this postseason, really this season, if you look at his under and 3-pointers, 2.5 under threes, -175, heavily juiced towards the under. Now, sure, he went over in game 6 with 3 for 7 shooting. Can you count on that creative shooting? I don't think so. Additionally, like I said, when he goes under 2.5 threes, makes 2 or fewer, and attempts 15 or fewer shots on the road, he's under in 70% of games. So again, those qualifications, makes 2 or fewer threes, which the books are saying under 2.5 threes, -180. When he shoots 15 or fewer shots, I don't think he's getting 15 shots up. And when he is on the road, 70% clip, averaging just about 11 points per game. I love Haliburton. I mean, he's had a historic postseason, but I really don't think this is a good matchup for him, given the injury, given all of that. If he's not playing well and he's maybe laboring him and being not a great contribution to the team, maybe TJ McConnell comes off the bench and plays electric. He might be benched. And I know that's crazy to say, but look, he's already said that before. If he's just not contributing, could be the case. And on the road, are you getting the same, health and treatment as you would be at home? I don't think so. I really don't like this matchup for him. So I'll fade him under 15.5 points. Let's cash another under for the rest of the season. Now I will cook up my better slip for you all. And I really like this better slip. It is going to once again include some of the leans that I really like. And I really think this one's going to hit. And so again, if you want to sign up for better, I remind you, please, please, please use that code SHOT. Here's all the states it's available in. You get this free pick, 100% match on your first deposit. They'll also just throw you a free $10 for signing up. So it's a really good offer. Take advantage of that. I'll be doing some better slips in the MLB once the NBA is over. So don't worry, like I'm bailing out on it. We'll have some more. Here's my better slip, though. SGA 30 plus. If he wants to be sharp on the 32.5, 33.5 line, I really think he gets 30. Chet. The lights. What is that quote from Jared Allen a few years ago? The lights were too bright. Chet Holmgren feels like a simple case of the lights are too bright. He sucks. And I honestly was rooting for the Thunder to start the series. Based on what Chet's done, I don't know if he deserves to win a ring. He has been terrible. He's been good on defense, but scoring the basketball, a disaster class. So I don't like his matchup at all. I think his life's difficult. Haliburton, we already talked about him, less than 15.5 points. Siakam, I like it at 7.5. That's heavily juiced towards the under at -135. So getting it on an app like Betr is pretty solid. He had 13 rebounds in game 6, but it hasn't really been a big rebounder here. I do like his less than 7.5 boards there. So $20 on that puppy turns to 140. Again, code SHOT, 100% deposit match up to $25. They'll give you that SGA free pick. And of course, they'll give you, well, here's all the states. They'll give you a free $10 to sign up using that. Now we get into my game pick. If I had to bet a team to win, I still would lean OKC. They've rarely lost back-to-back games all season long. They've been really good at home. I would still lean the Pacers plus the points, but I actually think it's a better play is to go with the under. 215.5. Now, this is to break the leans record. Will we go 50 above 500 or below? We'll figure it out in this game. Leans are sides and totals are not necessarily my forte. I trust the props a lot more. That's what I'm actually putting my own money on. But I do think this is a lower scoring game. We know game 7s are historically lower scoring. This is one of the highest totals I've seen in a game 7. I think that's what I saw. 215.5. And when we think about getting to 216 points, you're going to need efficient scoring from each team. 25 points per quarter from each team. That's only 200. on the total. So I just don't know if we're getting a 30-plus point quarter left and right. These two defenses are going to give it their all. The Pacers defense is electric. Thunder's defense is great. And as I said, I think this is an SGA game, and no one else is really going to contribute on the Thunder. So I really do think this is a lower scoring game. If I had to bet a side or total, a spread, I would lean the Pacers. If I had to bet it, but I like the under a little bit more. But as for my two final props of the season, SGA's over 32.5 points and Tyrese Haliburton's under 15.5 points. Those are my two favorite props in this game. As I said at the top of the show, I will have a separate video with some long shot parlays posted at 10 a.m. on Sunday morning. So again, go check that out, 10 a.m. Eastern time, Sunday morning with what? It's a game at 10 hours before the game tips off. So I encourage you to check that out. Like I said, I'll have a PrizePicks entry. I'll have an Underdog fantasy entry. I'll probably have I will definitely have an FanDuel or DraftKings. I have to figure out what site gives me the best odds, a parlay there as well. So again, check that out. I'll be using that PrizePicks free square, which I think they have one for SGA to score 1 point, I believe is what I saw. So either way, I'll show how I'm using all those different things in that video. When that is live, I'll link it somewhere here. I'll also probably have a ladder challenge for that game. I'm recording this before our day 2 on Saturday goes off, so I have no idea how that one went. Hopefully it's day 3, though, on Sunday. But either way, good luck. Enjoy the final game of the NBA season. I will have, like I said, that long shot parlays video. And on Monday, I'll do a recap of the season. I'll pull up our most profitable markets, our least profitable markets, everything in between. I'll answer any questions you guys have. So if you're this far into the video, drop a question if you want me to answer it. I don't know, like what should we expect next season? What can we expect the next few months? I don't know. Whatever you want. What you want me to answer? I have no idea. But either way, thank you guys as always for tuning in. It's been an honor to serve you guys this season. I'm excited for you to watch that long shot parlays video, which I'm about to record in a little bit. And of course, I also record that Monday recap video of the whole season. So I encourage you to come back to that one. Either way, it's been a great season. I'll talk about that more in that video on Monday. See you guys then. Peace.